Hi, I would like to give you a practical example of how a business, as it grows, starts to design jobs and organize itself to become more efficient and effective. So let's take the example of let's say we open up a little hot dog stand, and we start with a little cart, and basically all the functions we can think of that go into managing a hot dog stand, basically we're going to do them ourselves because we're just starting up. So there's the cooking part, and there's the ordering of the supplies. I'm just call that administrative types of things that we need to do, and then there's the dealing with the customers, customer service, let's call it. So these are things we do, with our hot dog cart. Basically, that's what we do, and handle the cash and do all the back end types of things. Make sure that we're, the cash register balances out all those other things that we might consider ourselves with. Those are all tasks that we have to do. And nice, it goes really well, but then it's going to be winter pretty soon, and we say, gee, we should really keep this thing going year round. So to do that, then what I'm going to do, I have to start thinking about, okay, I can't have a cart anymore. I actually have to move it inside to a restaurant, which I do. And then I decide, you know what? I'm doing a lot of work here. I'm working real long hours. So I want to bring on another employee. I'm going to bring on an employee, and I need to think about, okay, what am I going to ask them to do? A bad job task, a job design would be to say, anything I want that employee to do, because remember, we want to make this motivating and satisfying to a customer. Would you apply for a job where it says, well, anything I want you to do? Sounds pretty crummy to me. I don't know if I'd want that job. So I'd want to have something very specific. So I think about how these different tasks break out, and I say to myself, okay, here's how I think I'm going to break this out. So I'm going to have somebody up in the front. That does, they're going to basically take care of the customers, and I'll take care of all the rest of it. So I'm going to hire somebody. So right now it's me. I'm doing everything. And I'm going to now start working in the back. So I'm going to do the cooking and the administrative types of things. And my employee that I hire that works for me, is going to work with the customer. Okay, it's going to work on the front end of the store and do customer service. So we can see where we've delineated responsibilities, even though I'm still doing some of the things that I manage. What's important here is that as I bring on this next person, I think about, okay, what tasks are they going to do, and how can I design that into a job? So this is a relatively easy job to define. I need for them to be friendly, talk to the customers, take their orders accurately, handle things efficiently, and move quickly, because at lunchtime, it gets pretty crowded, so you have to be able to multitask and do a lot of different things. So what I'm looking for and what I expect this person to do become fairly clear. And good news, we're really growing like quite a bit, and we have all kinds of volume going through the store, and I say, well, we need another cash register, so I'm going to hire another customer service person, but then I need some help in the back, so I'm going to actually have somebody help me do the cooking, okay? So I'm hiring on a cook, so the two of us are working in the back, and the two of the people who are working in the front. So again, we've delineated the task very clearly, and we're saying, okay, this makes sense the way we're structuring this. Now, as we continue to grow and we hire a bunch more people, we have to start grouping these things together. And so we have to say, okay, well, I need somebody to be in charge of customer service. Okay, because now we have 4 or 5 people doing this, okay? And that person's going to do all the managerial things, have those people work for them. So the hierarchy looks a little bit like this. They go to the customer service manager, and that's who those people work for. And then I make sure that they're achieving what we need to achieve for our company, because the customer service manager reports to me. So we have a new layer of management in there, and we do something similar with cooking, okay? So we got a bunch of cooks, and so we got a cook, head cook or head cook manager, whatever you want to call it, cooking manager. And I'm still handling the administrative functions. So you can see as we build this hot dog stand out to a larger hot dog restaurant, we have other functions that we have to fulfill. and we start breaking down the cooking tasks into more efficient tasks. For example, people just do one aspect of the cooking. Somebody works on the fryer, somebody works on the grill. We start to specialize the generalized task of cooking, and so we get even more efficient as we grow. Now, if we take a look at this and say, okay, what about now? As we grow, I've started thinking, it's like, wow, I can open up a bunch of locations. So I'm basically going to take this structure underneath this and replicate it under different locations. So we have our first store in downtown Des Plaines, and then we're going to open up one in Skokie, and then we're going to open up one in Morton Grove, and one up in Northbrook. And so we have 4 different stores with this structure, the customer service structure underneath it, the cooking structure underneath that, and it's replicated this way. So we're creating what we did in Des Plaines, we're creating it in all 4 of these locations. And now we have a regional or by store delineation. So as you can see, as we grow, we have to think about how we're going to split up the work, how we're going to split up the tasks, what's a meaningful way to do that so we remain efficient, and then how do we plan for our growth in the future as we continue to expand, because I want lots more of these stores, and so I got to think about how all that's going to work. So maybe I need to add in another structure that creates regions, so a geographic structure. And these regions will have these stores located, all those, and we'll maybe have a downtown Chicago one where we have stores all over downtown Chicago, and that's a region, okay? So as you can see, as we continue to grow, we start thinking, it's like, what's the most efficient way for us to structure all this that it makes sense? Okay, a lot of writing on that board, admittedly, and a lot of things going on. But you can kind of get a sense of, as we grow, it necessitates us to actually organize better and more efficiently, almost with each step of growth. We have to think about how that's all going to happen. So it's an important exercise to do. It's kind of fun to do. And when you start a company, you really do go through this. It really does happen. Please let me know if you have any questions about this. Hopefully that helps to digest some of the other things that are talked about in the chapter in chapter 7.